Okay, going back to our top story now, and rebel forces in Tigray say they've seized a major town in a new offensive in Ethiopia. Catherine Soy joins us now on the line from Humera in the Tigray region. Catherine, what's the latest on the ground? Tell us where you are now.
Well, what we're hearing is that the TDF, that's the Tigray Defense Forces, are making quick advance. That's the southern border region. We are told they took a town called Korem. It's not clear whether they are in full control of Alamata. That's one of towns in Tigray. We have seen video, very difficult to verify independently this video because communication is still down in many parts of Tigray, but we have seen video of what appears to be Ethiopian forces and Amhara special forces withdrawing from that town, Alamata. And this is all in line. We've been hearing from the Tigrayan leadership, from the defense forces, who are saying that they're now prioritizing areas in the south and the west, which are still disputed and which are still being controlled mostly by Amhara forces. They're saying that's their land and that's what they want to retake. Areas like where I am in Humera before November, Humera and another town called Kadra was in the control, was being administered by the Tigrayan regional force. Conflict, many Tigrayans fled these areas. The areas are being controlled by Amhara forces. Kadra, which is about 20 kilometers from Humera, where I am, is a town where some of the worst atrocities against civilians took place in November. More than 600 people were killed, most of them laborers who have come from different parts of Amhara to harvest sesame from farms and mainly belonged to Tigrayan farmers. Amharas here blame the Tigrayan fighters for those killings. Many of the Tigrayans fled to Sudan. If you speak to them there, they blame and its militia of also, forcing them out of this region. So the Tigrayan forces saying they're also heading west. That's where we are. There's been a lot of Amharic forces we've been interacting with, but they're also saying that this land belongs to them and they will not go without a fight.
Okay, Catherine, we are having a little bit of trouble hearing you, but just while we've got you, because I know our communications are intermittent, can you just quickly remind our audience how this all started?
Yes, the communication here is quite problematic. I'm right now using a satellite phone. It's the only stable network that can be used. Communication network has been cut off in most of these areas. Very difficult to get through to anything. But this is a conflict really that started in early November. Federal troops were sent to Tigray. At the time, the government was saying that Tigrayan forces had attacked a military base. Since then, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and his administration also said that the Tigrayan leadership was using money siphoned from the federal government to recruit and train militia to destabilize the rest of the country. And so they were a danger. Country. That's why the troops went in. The war was declared over by the government on the 28th of November, but we are increasingly seeing evidence of atrocities that have been committed in those areas. Hundreds of people have been killed, many millions internally. Some have fled to Sudan. The UN says up to 400,000 people in Tigray are in famine-like conditions. 1.8 million of them are on the brink of famine. A very big problem of humanitarians accessing some of these people, even if the government has said that it has opened the airspace in Tigray for humanitarian flights so that people can get help in areas like where I am in the west. That were controlled, that the Tigrayan regional administration was in charge of. Many Tigrayans have fled as well. Amhara is complaining of, atrocities. The TDF, the Tigrayan Defense Forces. So all sides, all communities you talk to are accusing each other, are accusing each other's forces of committing these atrocities. So the situation very dire in Tigray and areas around Tigray. And now with the TDF advancing, there's a lot of concern, especially here in the West, where people, the TDF has been saying that it's heading to a lot of nervousness with the defense forces, with the special forces, the Amhara is saying, like I said, that they will not go without fight, that this land also belongs to them.
It is, of course, civilians getting caught up in this, as you say. Hey, thank you very much for that update there, Catherine Soy, live for us from Humera in the Tigray region.